Okay, today we started Investigation 8, where we're looking at the rock cycle, which is a review of the igneous and metamorphic rocks. Previously this year we've already gone over the sedimentary rocks, so now we just have to add the igneous rocks and metamorphic rocks, and that way then we can get a full picture of how the rock cycle works. So we have two questions here: how do igneous rocks form? And looking at the answer to that, we're looking at heat inside the earth is going to melt down the rocks so they can cool, and then they form into igneous rocks. And we look at our second question here: how do metamorphic rocks form? When tectonic plates interact, high heat and immense pressure can change them into new forms of rocks. So in the lab we looked at a set of igneous rocks and a set of metamorphic rocks. Let's take a look at the first set of rocks that are here. We have our igneous rocks. So right here we have our set of different igneous rocks that we're going to then individually look at. Starting off here with our first igneous rock, which is going to be granite. Granite is an intrusive igneous rock. It has very, very large crystals inside of it. As we looked at the granite with its large crystals, we can see that it cooled very, very slowly, and that's why it's an intrusive igneous rock. If we come over to the book gives us two examples of igneous rocks that are intrusive: granite and gabbro. The rock that we were just looking at was granite. Okay, we have here ranges in colors from pink to a gray, contains large amounts of quartz and feldspar, having various micas and other things in with it. Okay, and we said again that that is an intrusive igneous rock. Going on here, we have basalt. Okay, as we're looking at basalt, we also have a second type of basalt. There's the regular basalt, and we have a what we call a vascular basalt that kind of dried a little bit quicker and has a couple more holes in it and isn't quite as dense. Then we go on to obsidian, which is a glassy black volcanic rock that cooled very fast and gives us that very, very shiny black glass look. From there we're going to go on to pumice. Here is our pumice. Pumice is a very, very light, low density rock that actually has air trapped inside because it cooled so quickly. One of the interesting things with pumice is that it floats in water. Its density is so low and there's enough air bubbles trapped inside of it that actually allow it to float in water. Next we have Skoura. Skoura is a chocolate brown rock similar to pumice, but doesn't quite have the low density where it would float in water, but is very, very light and kind of foam-like. And last we have our rock Tuff, which is another example of an extrusive igneous rock. These are volcanic rocks that would cool at the surface of the earth and be very, very low in their densities. If we come back over here in the textbook, okay, it gives us some examples of them, and it talks about all the different extrusive rocks that we talked about. We have our basalt, our pumice, our obsidian. The book uses the example here of rhyolite. I did go around and show all the different groups rhyolite, but we used Skoura in place of rhyolite. And then our last one was a tuff that we looked at, a volcanic ashy rock. Looking at the different paper that you had to fill out in class, going over the different types of rocks. Okay, we had the different rocks in there. We had rock number 11, which was our granite, and that was our intrusive rock. We had rocks 12 and 13, which were different types of basalt. Some of the groups had rocks 12, and some of them only had 13. Then we have obsidian, pumice, Skoura, and tuff.